Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda.
We're the Newcomers. Those of you that follow us know we come to you every week, every Monday, and those Mondays come fast.
Yes.
From right here in the villages.
In Central Florida.
In Central Florida, about an hour north of Orlando. Mm-hmm. We're not close to any beaches. We're about an hour and a half away from the beaches, but that's a plus when it comes to hurricane season, which it's entering right now.
Yeah.
So we're lucky about that. And our show, we generally bring you the happenings around the villages and news items throughout the country, and we try to make it entertaining with just a little homespun fun. So we're so glad you're with us. On today's show, can extra people come on a lifestyle visit?
Should there be anonymous complaints?
A diabolical spam tragedy.
What about the crippling summer heat?
A new bubble wrap.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. On this week's Bubble Wrap, I've got an important maintenance tip that will make your air conditioner run much more efficiently.
A new Ask Amy, and a whole lot more. Hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Well, I hope all the dads out there had a good Father's Day. I know I did. It's always good when you have kids in the same state with you. I know a lot of the people down here in the villages, their family might be up in Minnesota, or maybe they're in California or Michigan or wherever.
Yeah.
But it's good, and it was a good day.
You're a good dad.
Well, thank you.
You're a good dad.
I hope you all had a good day too.
Yeah, you raised 3 wonderful boys.
Yeah. Well, we're really proud of them. Did you guys eat breakfast today? Pat Dennis, I know you hate it when I say guys. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. I can't help it. So anyway, did you all have a breakfast this morning? What does a retiree eat in breakfast? Tell us in the comments. Me, for example, I had a hamburger and a glass of orange juice. Mwah. That was a wonderful breakfast.
Poached eggs here. I love poached eggs.
Why do you have your hand in front of your face?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just kind of sitting around here like
I had a hamburger and
Yeah, I had poached eggs. I love it, and some fruit.
Did you find that your breakfast got better after you retired, or were they better before? Good question, huh?
Yeah.
She's a breakfast queen.
I love
She
breakfast.
loves breakfast. She loves to fix it.
If I get up late, I'm going to have my late at breakfast. And even if it's at 11 o'clock, I got to have my breakfast.
It's very common for me to get eggs over easy with toast and sausage or bacon. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a very common thing around here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so healthy. That's right. Hey, this is a great time to subscribe. You know that little button down there. Please check out and make sure you're still subscribed if you're one of our loyal subscribers.
Yeah.
If you're not one, please subscribe, because those contests are coming up in a couple weeks where you get a chance to win actually thousands of dollars worth of prizes. I know that sounds funny, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah. A couple new things happening. We've got a new rec center called St. Tropez, and that's in Well Point.
Is it Tropez or Tropez?
I don't know.
It looks like Tropez.
Yeah, whatever. Tropez. I'm sure it's been said out there, but I haven't said it.
I believe it's Tropez.
Tropez, St. Tropez. It's kind of French. Very nice. And then also there's going to be yoga on the square coming up in Lake Sumter Landing, and that is 8 o'clock on June the 20th. So that's coming up this week. So that might be something y'all might want to do.
How come you didn't save that for entertainment?
Because I got a lot of entertainment.
Okay, all right.
Live show.
Yeah, we do a live show every Wednesday. We had a good one last week. We'll have another one coming up this Wednesday. And on Thursday, we've got a show addressing the problem of maintaining your sprinklers and the costly irrigation that goes on. So mark that on your schedule for Thursday morning. That one will be out. And here's a photograph. Look at this beautiful photograph that was sent to me by Old Jordan, O-L-E. Now, you know, it could be Olay, you know.
Olay.
But is Saint Tropez, Olay, or is it Ole? I think it's Old Jordan from Alaska. Look at those sandhill cranes, and their breath is puffing out in that cold weather. That's beautiful. Yeah, love that.
This is coming from Kay. I see you're from the Midwest, and we're curious how difficult it was for you getting used to the tremendously hot summers. Well, first off, it gets tremendously hot back in Indiana, actually, too, because we had a 4th of July one time was like 102 degrees, right?
Yeah.
But here, I gotta tell you, you just do different things. You do things inside, you go swimming, and I want to show you my little bag here. I've collected things this morning to show you what we kind of do when it's really hot. First off, I never go anywhere outside without my sunglasses and my shades. Gotta have them to keep the sun out of your eyes. Jerry got this for Father's Day. I hope he's gonna use it. A fan for the golf cart. I hope it works.
We'll see. We've had them before, and we didn't.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to keep them on. Okay, when we go anywhere in our golf cart, we always have a thing of water, no matter where you go, because you're going to get a tickle, you're going to get, you just need it. You need to be hydrated all the time.
Hydrate.
Hydrate. Jerry got this. Can you open that?
Oh.
You don't know if you can? Maybe not.
That's one of those, wet it and then carry it with you. This is stiff as a board here.
Yeah.
Got this from a buddy, Jim Roberts. He's a Minnesota law enforcement officer.
Yeah.
And when you wet this, it does loosen up, and then
It's like a chamois.
Yeah, you freeze it. You can freeze it or keep it in the cool refrigerator. Put it around your neck. It doesn't look like that when you do. I look like Mother Teresa playing golf like this. But yeah, that's what that's for. Great example.
And there's other things too. They have cloths that are like this that you put in the freezer and refrigerator, and you even put a bag of ice in it.
That's what it's supposed to look like.
That's what happens.
Look at there.
You
And
put
then you
those
just put it around
around
your
yourself, and if you get
It does help. It really does help.
yeah. And we had a dear friend, our Mr. Mike, gave us one of these, and it's got little ice packs in it,
Yeah.
so you can put that around your neck if you're golfing and you just start to get overheated.
All these, this one came out of the freezer. It's got ice in it right
It's still
now.
got ice in it.
It feels good.
Yeah.
I mean, you look a little bit like David Niven when you're wearing your stuff, but it's okay.
And so wherever you go, if I go to the grocery store, I'm always going to pack this in the back. It's going to be a cooler bag, and I'm going to have my ice blocks. Now, we also have purchased a new freezer type refrigerator thing for the back of the
It's
car.
a cooler that will plug into your automobile or your power source.
Yeah. And of course,
Excuse me.
speaking of take a drink, Jerry, and also if you're going to the square and you're sitting up in the bleachers, or you're sitting out in your chair, this never hurts to have. So that's what we do in the heat. We're prepared, right, Jerry?
I guess, but I mean,
You're not going to do this.
I don't see men doing any of these things, honestly.
I'm prepared. I was a Girl Scout, so yes, I'll be prepared.
But let me tell you, she's kind of downplaying the heat. She said it's kind of like Indiana because it gets hot in Indiana.
Yeah.
Indiana heat is nothing like this Florida heat. This Florida heat is severe.
Yeah. It's already starting.
It does get hot in Indiana, but the hot here is a different kind of hot.
Yeah.
It's going to be 90 or 100 days of 90 degrees. Yeah. And that's not the problem. You know, the sun, when you're flying in your golf cart, the heat, no problem. You got a breeze.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll be able to combat that by movement.
Yeah.
But when you're standing still, that muggy, humid air is crippling. I'm telling you.
It is.
That's when you watch Big Bang Theory.
You start watching TV inside.
You watch some TV, or
play cards.
or you get out your diamond art, or
Yep.
you go out in the wood shop.
Yeah.
Which hopefully in your garage you've got to cool down somehow.
He does have a nice fan. You do have a fan in
but
the garage.
It's too hot in midday to do just about anything here in the villages. We like to keep you posted on the goings on in the villages, and right now there's a battle of sorts regarding complaints to the office that handles deed restrictions. For example, the little white crosses in the yard, or even the sandhill crane statues people put out, or the lawn jockeys.
We don't have those.
Well, you could. I mean, or you know, a statue of Mary in the bathtub, or all these things are technically banned. Now, no district has deed regulations and stipulations exactly like the next district. Make sure you look at the ones for your district because they might be different. And we found that the farther north you go, the less severe they are. But here's something that came up. And a lady asked me, how do they determine what you can have and what you can't have. It says each of the district boards determines through their adopted process how concerns for potential deed violations will be received and processed by community standards. Some of the districts allow anonymous complaints. Some have gone to a public complaint where you can find out who complains about your yard. And that's a debate as to whether make it public or keep it anonymous. What do you think out there? Public complaints or anonymous complaints? First of all, here, I'm going to tell you where I stand on it, which may be different than where you stand on it. We signed papers when we moved here. We knew what the regulations were. Yard art is not allowed. We know that. We still may try to get away with it. And if it's never reported, you're okay. Even if they come out and write up your neighbor next door for having, birds in the yard, statues, and you have the same bird statues in your yard, they won't write you up unless your neighbor has complained about you.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what will happen if we make these public. If they're public, it's going to be a retribution kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have a clashing.
Yeah.
And there's going to be revenge, an eye for an eye. But on the other hand, they say there are some people that ride around just looking for complaints, whether they know you or not.
Yeah.
So that's it. Anonymous complaints or public. I go for anonymous because I don't want the fighting in the neighborhood. And I thought that maybe whoever reports the complaints could do so privately. And the person that's been reported won't know who reported it, but the district will know. And they can make you live in the neighborhood that you complain about, because some people just ride around looking for complaints.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is under the law, I think the public records law, that someone could demand to know who reported them, in which case it wouldn't be anonymous anymore. So anyway, I am for the anonymous complaints. It works as long as you follow the law. And if nobody follows the law, if we're able to put out whatever we like, it's going to get pretty shabby out there.
Yeah.
Because one man's tacky is another man's whimsical.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
right.
That was a long drawn out answer. What do you think? Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2.
Wipe your nose under your nose.
Wipe my nose.
Right here, it's all glistening. It's glistening.
That's going to be an editing nightmare.
It sure is.
40 more of those you might get up there.
Scoots.
What?
Do I?
Your pictures. Please don't be. Alexa, stop. How you doing?
Scoochie, 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 scoochie.
We had a tragedy in the villages this week. A villager was arrested because he went into Sam's Club and urinated on $10,000 worth of Spam and Vienna sausages. Oh, the terror of that. Oh my gosh. And 188 units of 18-count Vienna sausages were destroyed. 345 cartons of Spam. $10,000 worth.
Yikes.
Holy cow. We were able to contact the perpetrator, and here's what he had to say.
I have been charged with criminal mischief and disorderly conduct for allegedly urinating on a pallet of Spam and Vienna sausages. You know, those little wieners in a can? This is a situation of mistaken identity, which was walking up to pallets, facing the shelf, and placing both hands in front below the belt. The pallets were inspected and were found to be contaminated with bodily fluids. I'm requesting a DNA test. The total waste of good Spam and Vienna sausages. I don't understand why they just didn't hose it off. If anyone wants to start a GoFundMe page, I will gladly accept the proceeds. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Well, maybe that's a jest. Maybe we're just funning with you on that. But the story's true. The Spam was destroyed. The Vienna sausages were destroyed. But that's a friend of ours that kind of got in on the act there. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's time for bubble wrap.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. Summer's almost here, and of course, the temperatures are outside are already in the 90s, and the humidity is through the roof. I've got an important maintenance tip. It's most likely out in your garage. If not, you can find it. We're looking at your air conditioner handler, and there's a maintenance tip that you need to know that will make it run much more efficiently. It's really simple. Find this access door here and take it off. Inside, you're going to find the filter. There it is, right there. These are the large ones. You might have a smaller one. You might have a bigger one. I know some people say change these every 90 days, but I got this tip from an air conditioning expert. They say hold it up to the light, and if you can see a lot of light coming through and you don't see a lot of particles and dust, you can still use it, and it might be beyond 90 days. Now it's time to reinstall. Follow the arrow. This is the airflow. So in my device here, my air conditioning, I need to make sure that the airflow is heading up. So I stick it in there, airflow is up, it's good to go. The next thing you do, put the access panel back on. It's critical that if you buy a new air filter for your air conditioner that you get the right size. It's printed on the side. You can get one at Lowe's, you can get one at Home Depot, you can get them online. Kind of expensive for these bigger ones, and it's also a good idea to maybe have one on hand so you don't have to shop when it's time to change the air conditioner. Next thing, make sure you seal up the door. Mine's in my garage. There's 2 places in here where it needs to be latched, and that's important. I'm Peter Bernard, and that's this week's Bubble Wrap.
Thanks, Peter. I can't, and you heard him earlier about the heat. We can't emphasize enough to keep your AC in tip-top condition, because without it, I don't think we could live here. If we knew we wouldn't have it for a week or two, we'd have to go somewhere for a week or two, whether it be a hotel or go stay with relatives somewhere. So keep that air conditioner in tip-top shape. We have a contract where they come twice a year and inspect it, clean it, and we think that is something that is important enough that we need to do it. There are many, many companies that will do that for you. AirFX is our heating and AC people, and they do just a super job for us.
It's time for Pet of the Week.
Hey, Jerry and Linda, this is Tina. Tina? Yeah. This is Tina. She's 5 years old. She moved down here with us last June. She's the cutest little doggy you ever did see. She's very spoiled and loves to give you hugs and kisses. And she just the cutest little doxy you ever saw.
What'd you think of that little sweetheart?
Oh, Doxy, I love Doxy.
Yeah, she's a lovely, lovely dog. Love it. And remember, send yours in and tell us all about them. Get down on the floor and play with them nose to nose and let us know what they like.
Send all your Doxies here, yes.
Yeah, they're so sweet.
Send all your Doxies to me.
Hey, Jerry and Linda. I want to talk about something a little bit morbid today. Well, almost all the stuff we talk about is morbid because we do estate planning. But anyway, today I want to talk about the death certificate and how important that the information that is being provided by a family member or loved one to the funeral home or a cremation society, how important it is for that to be correct information. So very important that the person is using the full legal name of the decedent and the real date of death. We've had that not be accurate sometimes, but also the address. It is essential that the address of the decedent is being used. And and it has to be their primary address. So we have a lot of villagers, a lot of local residents who live here most of the time, but then have a house in another state. And let's say they die in that state and the death certificate is being issued by that state. It still has to say the Florida address is their primary residence. When the information is incorrect, your family member or loved one will have to have the death certificate amended. That could take weeks, if not longer. So all of that means nothing is happening in the administration, whether you're doing a probate or a trust administration. Your family member, whoever you name, cannot act without a correct death certificate. So we really stress the importance of making sure that you're putting out, on your information, your full legal name, and make it very clear what your primary residence is. All right, I hope that helps.
Thank you, Amy. Like she said, a lot of things to talk about are not pleasant to talk about because they might deal with what happens when you pass away, but they're important. And she's got a great staff up there to help you if you need any help with that. Well, we went to the Seafood Shack.
Woohoo!
That is in Leesburg. It's on Highway 27. It's right next to what used to be a Winn-Dixie. They're converting to an Aldi's. You're not too far out there. It's just a strip mall looking place that is so good.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled by the cover on that book.
It was wonderful.
It was great food.
Yeah.
Now, I asked for a fish sandwich, and the fish sandwich came with fries and coleslaw. It was delicious. It was a white fish, probably, I don't know. I didn't ask. It might have been cod.
Yeah.
But it was delicious. The French fries were done just right, just the right amount of, you know how I like them. And the coleslaw was the way I like that. So 3 for 3 on that for me. But that wasn't all. They brought us out a bunch of things to try.
Yeah, they were so sweet to us.
They were nice. Yeah, they gave us some clam chowder to try.
Yeah.
They gave us some, what were those?
Forgot.
Clam balls?
Yes.
Who'd have thought it? Looked like giant hush puppies or oysters.
Yeah, they look like hush puppies.
Very, very good.
With meat in it. And oh my gosh, and you dipped it in the clam chowder. Oh my gosh, amazing. And then we even tried, they were wanting us to try things. So it was almost like a tasting party. And we had some potatoes that had
JoJo's potatoes.
JoJo potatoes that had cheese on it, sour cream. It was an appetizer to share with the table. So we did.
It had shrimp in it.
It had shrimp on top of it too. Oh my gosh. Wow.
And what did you have?
I got, I want to call it California lobster roll. Oh my gosh. And it was hot. And so the lobster was hot and it had all this butter sauce on it. Oh yeah, I didn't gain any calories that day at all. It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
At the Seafood Shack is a family-run business, and the owner came out and sat with us for a minute.
It did.
And
it
just
did.
very special. All the people there treat you like you want to be treated. I hate going in these places where they say, "To follow me." Here they were friendly, they were upbeat. It was just a nice place. Just again, don't be fooled by the appearance of the outer structure because it's a strip mall kind of thing.
Yeah, but it decorated inside was just wonderful. Jerry.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, very cute, very eclectic with little seashore stuff, and but I loved it.
Yeah, we give it high marks, and that's the Seafood Shack on Highway 27 in Leesburg.
This next question is from Dana and Bob in Illinois. Are there restrooms on the golf courses?
Let's take them one at a time.
Sure, yeah.
Yes, all the golf courses have restrooms. In fact, we have a friend, Robin is his name, and he is one of the, I don't know what to call him, but let's call him a laboratory technician.
There you go.
And he keeps those sparkling clean. And in fact, he won the Golden Plunger Award, I think, last year. So, yeah, they have restrooms. They're in real good shape, and you'll be able to do your business.
You'll do it. You can go right there at the starter shack, and then halfway through the course, maybe after 3 or 4 holes, there's another restroom with a drinking fountain.
Usually, and we don't know for all the courses because we haven't played them all, but
Yeah, most of them. Are there indoor pools anywhere? And I'll say, no.
No indoor pools.
No.
You know, we have 150, 160, 170,000 growing every day. We'd fill up an indoor pool like that.
Yeah.
And there wouldn't be room. We'd need a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
No indoor pools.
And at the pools, there is a restroom there. There's a place that, you can change clothes there if you want to do that. So, and even a soft drink machine. So it's nice. Pools are nice. During a lifestyle visit, can you have a guest come stay a couple nights?
Yes and no. It is possible. There is an extra fee. We understand that now. We're not in on it, so we can't say for positive, but we hear that there is an extra fee for extra people. But the question we got asked if just have friends come stay a couple nights. I think that you could, but who's going to know? I mean, really, who's going to know? I think that's made because you need X number of linens, towels, perks, and besides there'll be one golf cart and there'll be a couple of bicycles.
Yeah.
Extra people can come. There may be a fee. Kay Lang writes in and wants to know, how many 6-seat golf carts have you seen yet in the villages? We see them once in a while. Mm-hmm. I call them battleships. They're so long.
It looks like a bus coming down the street.
They don't look handy. And I also don't really like the 4-seaters that face front that have 2 seats on the back. In effect, another 6-seater, because they're so long. You can't park them head into spaces. They're harder to turn. So yes, we do see them.
Yeah.
But I don't know anybody personally that has a 6-seater.
No, we don't. It's time for Word Jumble.
Last week, we gave you the clue. It's not something we look forward to, but we have it every year. Hurricane season.
Yeah.
Hurricane season. And today's clue, of the original 3, this is the only survivor.
How life can be, we can be anything in our own fantasy. Pirates on the sea.
That's it. If you know the answer, let us know you know it without writing the actual answer and spoiling it for other people. But you guys are so good. I don't think this one's too hard. I think a lot of people will get it. It's time for entertainment.
Entertainment in the village is always a great time. Every night you can be entertained. Every night for 365 days of the year, you can go down to one of those squares and hear music, the band's playing, and pull up a chair, or they have chairs for you if you're lucky to get those. But it's a great time. But if you're going to the Savannah Center, coming up, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can do some reading, on June 17th, which is tomorrow night, the Hotel California, the original Eagles tribute. Never been to an Eagles concert. I hear they're fabulous. Mm-hmm. And then on June 19th, this Thursday, is Majesty of Rock. And that's the music of Journey. And then on June 23rd, next Monday, Summer Sizzles with Evolution Dance. And they have BOGO tickets. You can buy a ticket and get a ticket, and that starts at $22. Then if you're going to Sharon on July 5th, Jordan Rayner, the Outlaw Revival Tour. August 9th, Nathan Chester and the Old Souls. It's a Motown revival. And then they're trying to sell subscriptions to the packet of Broadway shows and the international shows, and they're great shows coming up. On the Broadway, they're gonna be coming up with The Music Man, Mrs. Doubtfire, Beetlejuice. That's some great subscriptions to get those. And the international subscription, they'll have groups from South Africa. That's a gospel choir coming. From Austria, the Vienna Boys Choir is gonna come in next February. Argentina, they have a group called Tango After Dark. It's a dancing group. And then the Ireland Candlelight Celtic music on March the 1st. Lots of great entertainment, fabulous entertainment. And in the Tracy, in July 19th, is the Henley Street Country Club. Country music, great music's coming.
We need to get to the Tracy. I haven't been there yet.
It is a fabulous venue, very pretty.
You've
very
been
pretty.
there,
I have
but
been
I
there.
haven't
It's
been
very pretty.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to also tell you, when we do out and abouts, we're going, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Where are we going to eat? There is a magazine that the newspaper puts out at the beginning of the year. This is January, the beginning of this year. And this magazine tells every place you can eat, shopping, where you can go shopping, all the plazas, even the medical places, just everything business in the villages. So one day I just sat down at the computer and started typing out all the places you can eat. Can you imagine how many places to eat in the villages? Give a guess. All right, that drum roll is 163 places that you can eat in the villages. 163.
That took her a long time, ladies and gentlemen.
I did. I sat and typed out from one area from this north and then kept going south and typed out every restaurant. And that, mind you, that's even the little places like ice cream shops and little places like that too. So it's amazing how many places you can go and eat in the
There you
villages. Awesome.
Once I find the ones I really like, though, I'm
I know.
content to go back to those because bird in the hand
Yeah,
kind of
that's
thinking.
that is true. Yeah.
And now it's time for Jerry and Linda's shoutouts.
You know, we meet so many wonderful people, and that's truly the best part of having our channel. You know, we really like getting to know you folks, and we appreciate it when you send your pictures in, like the ones you're seeing. It helps us put a name to the face, and you're encouraged to send them to villagesnewcomers@gmail.com, and we'll get you on a Mailbag Monday. But it's so kind of you, and we appreciate the time we get to spend with you.
Mm-hmm. Very much.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
We're sure glad you came along with us. And please don't forget to use our Amazon storefront when you make purchases online. Doesn't cost you a penny more, but it sure does help us. You can jump on that through our website, jerryandlinda.com.
And remember to tune in on Wednesday for our live show. It starts at 7. We'd like to see you all come on in and join us in our own home. And then also on Thursday, we have a great show on our irrigation system.
That's right. If you're not careful and that irrigation system malfunctions, you can be spending a ton of money.
Mm-hmm. If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with all your friends, neighbors, relatives, and everybody you know. Until next time.
See you when you get here.